Hey y'all, today on Queen Asia, today's topic is going to be about my timeline, about going down memory lane 10 years ago, back in 2012. Wow, I can't believe it's been 10 years. When I made a decision, I always have this little saying that I say to my son, what you decide today will determine your tomorrow. And that is true. So today I was asked the question, what size do you wear? What's your dress size? And I was happily to say, I'm a size 4'6". I've been a 4'6" for the last 10 years. Um, and how I did it is the reason for this channel that I'm sharing with you. I'll take these glasses off because it's irritating me a little bit. Is how to transform through fitness and travel. And 2012, like I said, I made a decision. Well, I'm gonna have to get the glasses back. This is the only thing with aging. I had to go back to my notes. 2013, I learned how to crochet, and it's still the summer, and the halter's done. Yes, I'm loving my halter. Yes, I'm so loving it. I was gifted some yarn by Big Girl Needle on Rivalry, which I'm so thankful. And I said, I'm going to make me a halter. The link is below in the description box. 2014, I went to Paris. Big Girl Needle was my tour guide by WhatsApp. She was telling me where to go, where to get yarn from, what to do, how to move around. She should be a travel guide for Paris. 2014 was just something. I woke up one morning and just said, I'm gonna go to Paris all by myself. And I gave my itinerary to a family member, and she knew my whole movement and everything. And that link of my Paris video is in the description box, so I'll share that with you too. And I was just traveling all around, and what I discovered is I really love traveling. And I have been to some places that I'm very thankful to have been. But to get on a plane and leave from New York and go to Paris all by myself was my first big girl trip. And it was amazing. 2015, I attended my first pole competition. And it was amazing. I was seeing women and men do amazing acts on the pole, and it wasn't sexual, but it was more like storytelling. They was using their bodies to tell a story. If you ever been to Cirque du Soleil, that's the best way that I can compare it to. It's some type of Cirque du Soleil type of amazement event, and I love entertainment as well. And I went there with my fiance at the time, and I stood in front of the competitor sign, and I said, I'm gonna learn how to do this pole. And next year, I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna compete and I'm gonna win. And that's exactly what I did the following year in 2016. I did do a pole competition, and I trained for a whole year. I want to say pole, I guess, backwards. Most people learn the basics. I just said, I want to compete. That was it. I signed up and I trained for it for a whole year. And while I was in the gym, I saw a woman posing. And I'm like, what are you doing? May I ask? That's the nosy side of me. And try not minding your business with me. The first thing, if you ask me something, what you doing, I'll tell you, minding my business. But anyway, she was nice enough to tell me. She says, I'm preparing for a bodybuilding competition. And I was like, oh, great, okay. I want to see this. And I said, okay. And then I started training for it. I said, this will help me get on the pole. Little do I know, this whole year was crazy, and I will never ever recommend this to anyone. Oh my goodness, I didn't get on the timer. Wait, I gotta, cause I'll be talking forever. So this video might be a little bit more than 10 minutes. Sorry about that. Cause I could talk about this all day. So we had 2016. So she was competing, Sabrina. I love her. She told me about the bodybuilding. So it just so happens there was a pole competition and a bodybuilding within 2 weeks apart. And I was like, oh, great. So my body will be in shape for the pole. I'll look good and I'll do the bodybuilding as well. don't, don't ever do that. That was crazy. No way in the world I would ever recommend anyone do a pole competition and a bodybuilding competition within 2 weeks. That they need to be handled separately. But that was 2016. We are now in 2022, and God willing, by the time you see this videotape, I should be 52. Thank you, God. So I did my first bodybuilding competition. I came in last, but it was a great experience. I learned a lot about my body. And I also did the pole competition, and I came in first place. So I was like, okay. And I'm gonna still keep doing this. So the next year comes around, 2017. I says, okay, let me get a little bit more serious about this bodybuilding competition. So I hired Miss Olympia's coach, and things started to get a little bit interesting. And my body transformed in 2017 from 2016. Wow. I was like, okay, I'm liking this. Okay. So still didn't come in first place yet. That's okay, but it was a great experience. I learned a lot about my body. So going on to 2018, still competing, still doing poles, still doing bodybuilding. I decided to do 2 bodybuilding competitions, 2 different leagues, NPC and OCB, and both great experiences. Just phenomenal. Learned a lot, met some great people. Really worked on my posing, got that nailed down. Going to 2019, didn't do bodybuilding, but I focused on pole. And 2019, I was age 49, the same age that my mother died. So that pole competition was like a lot for me. I really put my heart and soul, and I dedicated that piece to my mother. And it was breast cancer awareness, like a public service announcement. It was a theme. Every time I do a pole competition, I actually share a piece of my life and tell a story. Yeah, it's always a theme when I do my pole competitions. And when I was in 4th grade, I used to do these storytelling competitions. So I was like, why not integrate it with pole? So 2020, we all know what happened with 2020. Rona came, Corona. So I was at home, the gold suit, Miss 50. So I had to work out at home, and I worked out with Yusuf Myers, IMPRX, and I was actually really happy and satisfied with working out at home. I learned so much that I can work out at home. Here is my cardio, fasted cardio. But before I got my treadmill, I would go up and down the staircase, and I would do the staircase as my fasted cardio. And since I have a staircase which is broken in half, I would go up, which is the equivalent of a flight of stairs, even though it's a half a staircase. but it's equivalent to a staircase. Yeah. So I would walk up and down. My age at that time was 50, and I would put on music, my iPod, because I didn't want to disturb the household. And I learned that it can be done. So that has um become a habit, and on command at all times I make that a rule. That's my personal rule. So I'll be 52 like tomorrow. If I woke up and my treadmill's not working, God forbid, I can walk up my flight of stairs 52 times. And my father was also a firefighter, and I always think about when he was fighting fires and buildings and stuff, and he had to go in the high rises in Manhattan with uh all his apparatus and that heat. If I can't go up and down the staircase 52 times, come on now, come on, I can do that. So that's something I just think about, all of the sacrifices he made for me and my siblings. So that happened in 2020. I couldn't have a birthday party, so I ended up getting this gym as my 50th birthday gift. And I couldn't travel because of Corona. And since I'm from New York, this was the center of the Corona. It was this 2020 was rough. It was really, really rough. So now we moved to 2021 last year. Um, I won in the bodybuilding competition. But like I also said, 2020 was rough. It was so rough that I was so stressed out with the coronavirus. I actually had a stroke. But God is so good. I had the stroke in February, and I competed in September, 6 months later, and I still won. And what I learned, a couple of things, two things. Well, first and foremost, God is everything. And I learned how to compete in my mind first. And I really nailed it down in my mind, because if you really want something, it'll show. It'll just be displayed. And I definitely learned the difference between a cheat day and a cheat meal. Oh, that was one of the greatest lessons from 2016 to 2021. There is a difference. Like, no more cheat days. Cheat meal here and there once a week, but not a cheat day. And even with that cheat meal, it'll show up in 3 days. That I have learned for sure. What else happened? I was so happy in 2021 when I won. I forgot to sign up for the pole competition, which was okay, because fast forward 2022, I competed, and this year, and again won. Even though I'll be honest, and this year I was only competing with myself. And believe it or not, when competing with yourself, for me, it's even harder. It's like, you big dummy, you better get it right, because you're only competing with yourself. And competing with yourself for me is very, very stressful. And I also competed with heels on for the first time. Normally, I don't have on heels, and I just have to make sure my toes are pointed. But the good thing with the heels, it's like having ankle weights, and that increased my strength. And I really, really appreciated that. And the experience training was just amazing. Shout out to my coach, my pole coach, which in the next episode I will get even more elaborate and into more detail with that, because I really, really appreciate her and value her. And let's talk about this halter top. This halter top was inspired by Lady Michelle Obama, my first lady forever and ever. She talked about how she knitted during the coronavirus, and she knitted some halter tops, and I was like, I want to try that. Okay. And then Big Girl Needle had gifted me a whole bunch of yarn that I was so thankful for. I was like, what can I make with this? Oh, time is up. Let me finish and wrap this up. So I saw Therapy by Kiana Campa had a royalty top. It was a royalty halter top. So instead of buying the halter top, and the link is in the description box, I said, I'm going to make me a halter top and save that money and use that money and buy her virtual that I did 4th of July. And also, I had trained with her in person, excellent facility, right before I won first place. And that was a great experience as well. And the pattern I got from Little John by Alicia. So I was able to follow along right on YouTube. If you don't want to learn how to crochet, which I learned how to crochet by Lou at the library. You can go to your local library and learn how to crochet for free. I learned how to crochet in 2013. That helped keep my fingers out of my mouth, especially at night. Because I was so busy focusing on getting the stitch and counting the stitches. And it is just so rewarding when you can make something out of your own hands. And I even have a little bag. Don't you just love my little bag? I love my bag. And I got the bag from, where did I get this bag from? Goodwill. And I just made a cover over it because I just refused to buy a bag from a designer. Nope. I wanted to match my top. And a shout out to Ernestine Shepherd, the oldest bodybuilder in Yanni, her trainer. And he also has trained me as well. And that has been a great experience. All right. Please subscribe below. All the links that I mentioned, Michelle Obama, Big Girl Needle, Little John's, who else? I feel like I'm missing somebody. And Therapy by Key are all linked below. So in case you want to get you a halter or make you a halter, all of the information is linked below. So stay tuned, and until the next episode. I'm trying to think, what are we going to talk about the next episode? Probably diet. Yeah, probably diet. But stay tuned to next Friday. Thank you for watching and stay strong.